Good evening. This is Santa Claus on May 22, 2025, bringing you the day's news with a warm heart and hopeful spirit on this spring day. As we remember significant moments in history, the Truman Doctrine aiding Turkey and Greece in 1947, President Johnson's Great Society programs beginning in 1960, and the unification of Yemen in 1990. Let us reflect on how these past events continue to shape our world today. I must share with some concern the news from our importers who are facing growing challenges with tariff filings and customs paperwork. As one consultant noted, while many government agencies are seeing cuts, Customs and Border Protection continues its rigorous oversight. Let us remember that behind these regulations are hardworking people trying to make an honest living in complicated times. Meanwhile, across the globe in North Korea, a moment of humility has come to leader Kim Jong Un after a much-anticipated warship capsized during its launch ceremony. While Mr. Kim expressed anger at officials, perhaps this reminds us all that even the mightiest plans can falter, and that true strength comes not from military might, but from caring for one's people. On a more hopeful note, the United Kingdom has reached an agreement with Mauritius regarding the Chagos Islands, showing that even long-standing disputes can find resolution through patient diplomacy. In this arrangement, they've ensured both sovereignty rights and security needs can be addressed, a reminder that compromise often lights the path to peace. Now turning our attention to Ukraine, where the conflict unfortunately continues. Even President Trump has apparently recognized in private conversations with European leaders that President Putin may not be ready for peace at this moment, despite public statements suggesting otherwise. Oh my, how we must continue to pray for all those suffering in this conflict, for wisdom among leaders, and for the divine gift of peace to somehow find its way to that troubled region. In Alberta, Canada, we see rumblings of discontent as the province considers a referendum on secession. While such a separation seems unlikely, it reminds us to listen carefully to the concerns of those who feel unheard. Every family, even a national one, needs all its members to feel valued and respected. My heart was troubled to hear about an incident where Israeli soldiers mistakenly fired warning shots near diplomats from the European Union, United Kingdom, China, and Russia. While thankfully no one was injured, this reminds us of the dangers faced by those working for peace in conflict zones. We must always take extra care around those pursuing diplomatic missions. In more concerning news, the UK has uncovered what it calls a malicious cyber campaign targeting organizations supporting Ukraine. In these digital times, we must be vigilant in protecting not just our physical borders, but our virtual ones as well. There are encouraging signs of cooperation in Europe, with Germany establishing a brigade in Lithuania as part of NATO's efforts to strengthen regional defenses. At the same time, Poland's military recently intervened when a Russian ship was performing suspicious maneuvers near a power cable connecting Poland with Sweden. These actions remind us that protecting each other is part of being good neighbors. In Hungary, tens of thousands of citizens have taken to the streets in protest of proposed legislation that would monitor foreign funding for NGOs and media. These concerned citizens are looking to the European Union for support, even holding flags with the word "help." May their voices be heard and their rights protected. German leadership is calling for tougher sanctions on Russia, suggesting Europe must step out of its comfort zone to respond more effectively to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Sometimes doing what is right requires difficult choices and even sacrifice. In trade matters, China has emphasized the importance of multilateralism in addressing global challenges while acknowledging the value of bilateral talks with the United States. Finding common ground in our interconnected world requires both one-on-one conversations and broader international cooperation. Japan has launched its largest-ever defense exhibition, showcasing advanced military technology as it grows more open to international collaboration. May such technology be used wisely and always in service of peace and protection, never aggression. Finally, within Israel, we're seeing growing internal debate about the conduct of the war in Gaza. Former military leaders and politicians are raising concerns about civilian casualties and humanitarian impacts. At the same time, some aid is now reaching vulnerable areas in Gaza after Israel eased its blockade, though aid groups say much more is needed. These are small but vital steps toward addressing the dire humanitarian situation. As we conclude tonight's news, let us hold in our hearts all those suffering from conflict, hunger, and fear. May we each find ways, great or small, to bring more kindness, more generosity, and more peace into our troubled world. This is Santa Claus, wishing you a blessed evening filled with hope and goodwill toward all.